Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So I'm back today with some more disc replay finds, and this time I'll be talking some manga that I found, which is amazing, and some DVDs, so specifically movies and a couple TV series. So really excited about everything I found today, especially that manga. The fact that I had this many, I just got super lucky. So I will talk about it as the video goes on here. But if you guys are excited about this one, please give it a like down below. That engagement really does help me out. But with that said, let's not waste any time at all. Let's dive right in to my disc replay, manga, movie, and TV series haul. So let's start off with the manga right off the bat here. So I actually, I think I used some trade-in credit on all of the things I'm going to show you guys here today, but this was super lucky. I went back after I traded in some things and I saw this stack of manga behind the counter, and so I had to ask about it because it's a series that I've actually wanted to pick up for about a year now. Like, ever since I did my first video about manga, which I guess was around May of last year, so maybe a little less than a year, but ever since I did that, I saw this series and it looked super interesting, but it's a little bit more expensive, and you guys know how cheap I am, so I was just waiting, and I'm so glad I did, because I found, and I have no idea how to say this, and I feel bad, but it's Gleipner is what I'm going to go with for this video. Gleipner. Okay, anyone who knows manga and knows this, please correct me down below. But yeah, so this is Gleipner Volume 1 by Sun Takeda. So this one just looks super, like, look at that cover. How could I not be interested? This woman is getting into, like, this crazy suit that's going to then destroy things, it looks like that just looks amazing to me, and so I had to pick it up. But I didn't just pick up volume 1 of this series. I picked up volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, another amazing cover, volume 5, again awesome, volume 6, super cute and creepy, love it. Volume 7. Volume 8, which is just super creepy and fantastic. And finally, Volume 9. So, I was able to find the first 9 volumes of, I can't get it up here, of, oh my gosh, I'm dropping it everywhere. The first 9 volumes of Gleipner, and that just makes me ecstatic. So I'll be honest, like, I was a bit trepidatious to grab all 9 of them at once, but I knew that they weren't going to be there if I went back, and I had the trade credit, so why not just do it? It's buy 5, get 1 all the time, and again, with the trade credit, it wasn't really costing me anything, so I didn't want to risk out loving this and missing the rest of it for cheap, because I would have paid, you know, $5 each for these, and you can see the cover is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's $12.99, and so that's like a remarkable savings. And so the fact that I was able to get all of these for, again, with trade credit free, but for $5 each, and then with the buy 5 get 1 free, so even cheaper than that, like, that's insane. Very worst case scenario, and this is honestly what happened with Goblin Slayer. I bought like the first whatever it was, maybe 9 volumes of that as well, and or maybe 8, but I read like the first 3 and I didn't love it. So the worst case scenario, I'm going to sell those off, and, you know, I'll make more than what I spent on them, or at least I'll make what I spent on them, because it's manga, it's popular, it goes for, you know, a very decent price online. And so worst case scenario here, I don't like this, then I'll just sell them. It's not that big of a deal. So it's felt very low risk, but very high reward potential. So very excited to get around to this one. Cannot wait to see if this one lives up to kind of what I build up for it in my head. So if you guys have read this one, let me know down below, because I think this might be my next manga reading vlog. I want to get through like as many of them as I possibly can. And so yeah, very happy that I was able to find all the first 9 volumes of Gleipner, written by Sun Takeda. And please, if I'm saying that wrong, please let me know down below. So with the manga out of the way now, so let's talk some movies. And typically at Disc Replay, as I've said before, it's always buy 3, get 3 free. Well, a few weeks ago, they had a sale that was buy 3, get 6 free. So really good deal on the DVDs. And so that's why I have 9 movies here. The first one is The Giver. So this, of course, is based on the very famous book series that you probably read when you were in elementary school. And I've always wanted to see this movie because I liked the book when I was much younger. Honestly, I don't really remember the book at this point, but I know I liked it when I read it when I was like in elementary school. And so I've not heard great things about this, but it has a really good cast with Jeff Bridges and Meryl Streep. So I figured I would give it a shot and see how it is. So the first of my 9 DVDs is The Giver. Next up is an Adam Sandler movie that I didn't love the first time I saw it, but I wanted to give it another shot just because it's Adam Sandler and it's in a snapper case. This is Little Nicky. So this is one where like Little Nicky either is like Satan's child or something like that. I don't know. It's completely goofy and over the top, as are much of Adam Sandler's movies. But yeah, I figured I would give it another shot, see if it's any good or not. I have a pretty decent Sandler collection, so this just adds to it. So I'll eventually give this one a second chance, see if I like it anymore. Little Nicky with Adam Sandler. Next up is one with Val Kilmer and Michael Douglas that just sounds right up my alley. This is The Ghost and the Darkness. So basically these two are forced to fight for their lives against a giant, I think it's like a lion or something. Like it's a big game creature. I think they are big game hunters and they are trying to fight for their lives. And so I love movies like that. And so I'm really hoping that this one is good. So we will see. Excited. I don't know how I've not heard of this one before because I feel like it's pretty popular, and it's not that I haven't heard of it, it's that I had no idea what it was about. Given the title, you wouldn't think that's what the movie's about at all, and so that's why I probably just ignored it in the past. But yeah, we'll see if this one is any good or not. Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer with The Ghost and the Darkness. If you guys have watched my Inherited movie collection series, this next one will feel right at home. This is Jack-O-Lantern, and it looks like a movie that absolutely should have been in one of those 12 boxes, but it wasn't, and so I saw it at Disc Replay and thought, you know what? This will fit nicely in with the rest of those really low-budget B-horror movies that I like so much. So we'll see if this one is any good or not. It says here, evil lives in everything. Jack returns home and tries to get past the recurring nightmares that haunt him, but his visions eventually become a reality. And so it just sounds fun. It looks really, cheesy, but who knows? Like I said, it just fits my collection now, so why not pick it up? Jack-O-Lantern. I've said it a bunch of times, but I really like movies, specifically horror movies, that deal with like the internet, chat rooms, social media, things like that. I just love those types of films. And this is one that I hadn't heard of before. This is called 4 Boxes. And so with this one, these group of friends stumble on this voyeuristic website called 4 Boxes. And it is a man who sleeps in a cage and builds bombs in his basement. And so then they find out that like real things are going to come of this, and so they're trying to track him down and make sure that bad things don't happen. So it sounds okay, it sounds interesting. I love the idea of movies that deal with this, especially from this era, right? Like this is when social media was really just starting. You have AIM, AOL Instant Messenger, things like that, MSN Messenger, and so it's just the right time for this type of film. And so I'm really excited to see if this one is any good or not. Frankly, it probably won't be great, but we'll see if it's decent. I hope it will be. We'll see. Justin Kirk, Taryn Westbrook, and Sam Rossin in 4 Boxes. Hopefully it's decent. I decided recently that I wanted to have the entire Meet the Parents series in my collection, and I guess I don't know if I've shown them yet or not, but Meet the Fockers was one of those that I needed, and so I picked it up, and this is actually brand new. So this is another one where I've seen the original Meet the Parents, and I like that movie. I don't love it, but I like it, and so I think because I didn't love it, I never rushed to see the sequels, but this one is the second one in that trilogy. So this is one that I definitely wanted to add to the collection so I could eventually complete my Meet the Parents series. So Meet the Fockers, a brand new one that I picked up used from Disc Replay. You gotta love that. If you've been watching my haul videos recently, you'll know that I've started collecting some of the Jess Stone movies, and this one is Night Passage with Tom Selleck. So I posted my first one talking about this, and I asked the people if they were any good or not, and there were some comments saying it's actually a really good series, and so because of that, I've just been picking them up as I go. I could just spend like the 20 or 30 bucks to get the whole series from Walmart, I think is where I saw it, but I don't want to do that because buying these separate is actually going to end up being cheaper because I'm spending very little on these because everyone I'm getting is used either from the thrift store or disc replay. So I'm doing well so far. I don't know how many I have of the series, but it's a good number at this point. So yeah, hopefully I'll have the whole series eventually and I'll do it cheap. Jess Stone, Night Passage. This next one is actually a mini-series, but it's a book that somebody I went to grad school with just was obsessed with the book. It was one of his favorite books of all time, and so I figured, you know what, if I'm not going to read the book, because honestly, the book is a bit daunting. It's super long, it doesn't sound terribly interesting, so I figured to compromise, I would pick up the mini-series and see how Lonesome Dove is. And on the back here it says, the best Western ever made, according to Houston Chronicle, which I'll point out the person I'm talking about was also from Texas, so maybe it's just a Texas thing. But anyway, yeah, this is the original miniseries, and this is the one that was released by Mill Creek, and so it's in the proper aspect ratio, and it's split out onto 2 different discs. I think there was another one there that was not in the right aspect ratio, and I think it was only 1 disc if I'm not mistaken, and so because of that, I'm glad I was able to find this second edition of it from Mill Creek. So Lonesome Dove, the epic miniseries from what I've heard. The last DVD I got from my buy 3 get 6 free is one from Brain Damage Films, which I probably shouldn't even have picked this one up, but it just looks interesting. This is called The Before Time, Legend Becomes Reality. And so this one, I believe, is actually a found footage film, which is the reason I was interested in it. And it just sounds interesting. So it's like these people are, the story is a ratings hit for the local news station that they've discovered these bodies. And so they are trying to produce this like reality TV series based around these bodies that have been found. And so, I don't know, it just sounds intriguing. Brain Damage Films is definitely like B grade or worse horror movies, but I have seen some that I've liked from them, and so hopefully this will be one of their decent ones. We'll see. But The Before Time from Brain Damage Films. I have 2 more to go here, and my intention with this one was to have these all be DVDs. I totally forgot that this one was a Blu-ray, but this is TV series related, I guess. This is the Pink Panther cartoon collection, and you can see this is actually from Kino Lorber. The price on this was so cheap, I had to pick it up. This was another one, like honestly, if I don't like these, which it's been so long since I've watched Pink Panther, and so if I don't like this, I can probably get at least my money back if I decide to go the selling route. So it was another one of those low risk opportunities, and you can see like 6 different discs here, all on Blu-ray of Pink Panther cartoons. I used to really enjoy this when I was younger, but it has been so many years since I've seen a single Pink Panther cartoon. But, I mean, this is just cool. Like, I'll take one of these out here so you can see some of the artwork. It just looks beautiful. And the Kino Lorber release has really strong reviews. And so, yeah, just an awesome find. Again, the price? Insanely cheap. So yeah, definitely wanted to pick it up and see if I still like it, and if not, well, maybe this will be up on eBay at some point. I have no idea, but either way, happy to add this one, and definitely going to check this one out soon to see if I enjoy it or not. So Pink Panther, the cartoon collection from Kino Lorber. Last but not least is a series that I found it there one day, decided, you know what, you don't need it, just pass on it. And then I went back a couple days later and thought, you know what, I should pick that up. And it wasn't there. So that was super disappointing. When I went back recently, though, it was there again. I Love Lucy, the complete series. I Love Lucy is just one of the most iconic television shows of all time, and it holds up exceptionally well. My wife and I were actually watching through this series on Hulu again recently, and it is so funny. It's just excellent. But the thing with Hulu is that they're missing a lot of episodes, and so it's out of order, I believe, is what I was reading as well. And so with this, I get everything. As far as I know, this is completely uncut, and it is the entire series. And so for the price, I didn't want to pass it up again and then regret it. And so I picked it up. I Love Lucy is as good as it gets when it comes to like this era of comedy. So very happy to have this one in the collection now and cannot wait to watch through this entire thing. This is one of those ones where like we'll put the DVD on and we'll fall asleep to it at night. We did that with like Family Guy, American Dad. We usually do that with. It's a great series. One of those that you can just watch over and over again. So very happy to add I Love Lucy, the complete collection the complete series to the collection in this awesome pack. So yeah, that's the last item that I picked up recently, but I think it's a darn good one. All right, so there are all the TV series, DVDs, and manga that I have found recently at Disc Replay. And like I said, the deals on these were excellent. I got super lucky with some of them, to be honest with you. The fact that I used trade credit on the majority of this is even better. Like, just an awesome haul from Disc Replay. So I would love to hear from you guys down in the comments below. Anything in this stack that you recommend? Have you seen any of these movies and you think, yeah, put that one at the top of your list? Or, yeah, maybe you can ignore that one because it's not really worth your time. I love hearing your recommendations down below, so thank you for all of those comments and all of that support. And speaking of support, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. That really does help the channel out, so I really appreciate all of that. And like I always say, guys, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, as you can tell here. Manga, TV, books, movies, video games. If it's media related, I'm interested in it, and if you are too, you might consider subscribing. But alright guys, that is going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.